Happy Easter, Atlanta. I'm Christine Roberts.
And I'm Katie Watson. We're from Squash Blossom Kitchens. Today we're making a beautiful painted flower cake, perfect for your Easter table. The ingredients are raspberry jam, gel food color, lemon juice, unsalted butter, eggs, flour, milk, baking powder and salt, vanilla extract and almond extract, and granulated sugar.
I'm going to start with the cake batter, and first I'm going to add a little bit of lemon juice to the milk. You could also use buttermilk in this recipe, but it's just as easy to use a little bit of lemon juice. This is going to give the cake a really nice, tender crumb. There we go. Give that a little stir. I'm also going to add the vanilla to the milk so that we have all of the wet ingredients together and ready to go. And while that is curdling, I'm going to mix the dry ingredients together. Next, we're going to cream the butter and the sugar together, and we're going to do that for about 5 minutes because we want it to be really light and fluffy. Our butter and sugar are nice and light and fluffy, and so we're gonna add our eggs, and we're gonna add 3 whole eggs and then 2 extra egg yolks, which are going to make the cake very rich and give it a nice golden color. Next, we're gonna add the flour to the batter, and we're gonna alternate that with the milk. And we wanna make sure to end on the flour. You want to make sure not to over stir the batter, so once that you see all of the flour is incorporated, you can go ahead and turn off your mixer. Here we have our finished batter, and I'm just going to pour that into a pan that's lined with parchment paper, and I'm going to stick it in the oven at 350 degrees.
We have our baked cake layer here, and we are going to cut out our cake rounds using a 6-inch, this is the bottom of a 6-inch springform pan. Now you could bake your cake in 3 6-inch pans if you wanted to, but I like to do it like this because you only need 1 pan and you're gonna know that your layers are all even. So to start, I'm gonna take the parchment off of my cake layer, and using this as a stencil, I'm going to cut around it. And we're gonna have 2 full rounds, and then we're gonna use the scraps to piece together our bottom cake layer. Okay, now I've cut out our cake rounds, and now I'm going to brush them with a milk wash. And the milk wash is gonna give a little bit of extra moisture to our cakes as well as a hint of flavor. Now today I'm using an almond extract, but you could use any flavor extract you like. I'm gonna just very gently poke my cake layers with a fork and then brush them with the milk wash, and that's gonna help the milk wash absorb.
Next, we're gonna assemble the cake, and I'm going to start by putting a thin line of buttercream around the edge of the cake, which helps the jam not to spread and come out of the sides of the cake. Then we're gonna spread our raspberry jam in the center, and that milk wash that we put on there is going to help the jam not to absorb into the cake and keep those pretty layers separate from each other. I'm gonna put the second layer on top here. And then we can just put that third layer right on top. It's nice and tall.
We are ready to ice our cake. Now I have a very classic vanilla buttercream icing here. You could use any flavor you like. I like to put a little bit of vanilla bean paste in my buttercream. I think it gives a nice flavor and you get a little bit of that vanilla bean speckle. The first thing we're gonna do is crumb coat the cake, and that means just give it a very thin layer of icing and chill it so that we're locking in any crumbs and we can have a smoother finish on our next layer. While our cake is chilling, we are gonna tint the buttercream for the decoration. Now I like to use these gel food coloring because they're very concentrated and you really just need a tiny amount. I like to put a little bit on a toothpick and stick it in my icing and then mix it up with a spoon. Christine comes up with our color palettes and she has some thoughts on that.
You can really go with whatever colors you like. We tend to go with around 5 colors. And this time around, I really just got inspiration by my favorite flowers at the store. And so we're kind of using this bouquet as inspiration for our colors.
Okay, our cake has been crumb coated and chilled, and now I'm gonna do one final layer of vanilla buttercream, chill the cake again, and then we're going to be ready to decorate it. Well, here is our frosted cake. It's chilled, so it's nice and cold, and now we're going to decorate it. And the beauty of this cake is you can make it anything you want it to be. Just have fun, it doesn't have to be perfect. And Christine's gonna be working on the fresh flowers while I work on some of these icing flowers.
Here we have our finished painted flower cake with raspberry filling and almond flavor. Perfect for your Easter table.
Thank you so much for watching, Atlanta, and happy Easter.